Hey, everybody.
What's up?
Welcome to This Week with Doug and Josh.
That's Doug. This is Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Hi, dude.
How tired are you?
I am exhausted. I was just saying right before we started, I'm a B.
You're a B.
And that's being generous.
Yeah.
Being generous.
Yeah.
I'm tired. We had a big week.
We had a big week, and yet we still find time for this Doug
week.
and Josh.
Here we are.
Yeah, we're tired because we were with some amazing youth workers for 3 days. Actually, 4 for us because we met with some of our table leaders at your house for dinner.
It was so fun. Kind of welcoming everybody.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to talk about church life, what's happening at DYM, what's happening with us, what's our pickleball record.
Let's do it.
Did you know that? Let me just give you a little heads up. Did you know there's somebody on Facebook that made it their bucket list?
Oh boy,
to play us in pickleball.
Well, I would say you need a better bucket list. That's what I would say. The Grand Canyon, put that on there.
Yeah, don't
the Eiffel Tower, put that on there.
Don't elevate this too much. But we'll tell you how we did at the conference when we invited anybody at the conference to play us in pickleball.
It was a blast. It has been a week.
It has been a week. It has been a week. So. What is happening at church?
Well,
we got a big weekend this weekend.
This weekend, you have Marriage Matters, which is our monthly gathering of whatever marrieds, young marrieds, old marrieds, married people,
from
future marrieds.
What? From date. Some people show up dating.
Wow.
Here's the weird
That's
thing,
bold.
because it has grown so much.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
it is. I always tell people it's big enough to hide because it's over 1,000 people that show up to this thing. Yeah. It's big enough to hide, but it's small enough because you can sit at tables and get to know some people. But I met this guy. He's bringing out he's got a tripod all set. I mean, the place is packed and there's cameras for the iMag and all this type of stuff. But he's got his own little video camera and tripod off to the side. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, bro.
And he says, I lead the singles group.
No, and I'm just going to record this?
Yeah, because, singles need to learn about marriage as well. So anyway.
Well, but get your own content.
Let's say why we're doing. You have a big.
So we have a big event.
Smash Brothers.
We call it a
Which we should have had that on our. Make a note on your paper.
Yeah, maybe I don't have a pen. I have paper, but I have a pen. Maybe Travis will put it in post.
Okay.
I don't know. But Smash Brothers event, we do a stacked event, which is when we have a Marriage Matters
or a church service.
A big church event. We attach a big
boom. Wow. How good is he?
Wait, did you set that up?
No, I promise I did not.
Incredible. When we have a big church event or with the church service, we plan a youth activity. We don't do them on separate nights. We don't do them on different dates. It's always with the church service, and in this case, also stacked with Marriage Matters. Yeah. So everyone who's coming, bringing their, we want to work on our marriage, they got a junior higher. Now they're junior hires.
Yeah, they go to the Saturday night service, and then they stay after. So we stack our Saturday night service.
You got it.
With marriage
Matters.
But we don't just do with marriage. We've recently said let's do a junior high and a high school event as well during that once a month.
Ours is Smash Brothers and costume contest.
But let's also say that they help each other.
They very much help each other.
Right? So our Marriage Matters events are bigger.
Right.
Because
you don't have to worry about childcare.
And your junior high ministry special events are bigger because parents are like, oh, right, they got something for my kid. I'm going to go.
It's an easy solve. If you have a roadblock of like, well, what are we going to do with Tommy? Well, now you have an answer. So now you can go. It's easy. Yeah. So, big win-win, but it's a big event on top of a big week. So, hey-o.
Yeah.
But I'm not teaching this weekend. I have a guest speaker. Her name is Tammy.
That's great.
She's going to do great.
She's going to kill it.
I'm not there. So I am there, but I'm not teaching.
Yeah.
So
that's great. Well, you also made didn't you do something different last week and we didn't get to talk about it on this show where you're changing up your small group for a little bit? Was there something we were going to talk about? I forget.
That's a good question. Well, last week I know we didn't do table groups on the weekend. And we did prayer. We did, you could go to a leader for prayer because it was the sadness message.
Yes.
So that was a change that we did. And then in small groups, we've been experimenting with no phones, which has gone really well. And very soon, we won't talk about it yet, but very soon we have a guys' night and a girls' night. We're separating by those two genders, so it'll be fun.
That's great.
Yeah, so we're trying a bunch of new things.
One of the things that I I love about you when it comes to programming.
Yeah.
You are quick to change things. And I was actually talking about this at the conference. The last session was on change, and one of the points was get people comfortable with change. And I gave the illustration.
Change at 'em.
I gave the illustration of decades ago when I went to Saddleback. They were meeting in rows, and I introduced tables, and everybody hated tables, and they had all kinds of excuses why it wasn't good singing, and we didn't like it, and just because it was change. Nobody likes change.
Backs are to you instead of everybody facing you.
Whatever. It was just a bunch of lame ideas. But what I would do is I did 2 weeks of tables, then I do 2 weeks of rows, then I do 1 week of rows and 3 weeks of table, and I just started messing with them.
So they're just comfortable.
And I'm telling you, within 5 months, maybe even less than that, people are like, "Oh, we hate rows." But you get people comfortable with change, and you do that well. I think you're good at like killing an idea before it goes bad. It's easy to kill an idea when it goes bad.
Well, everyone knows when it's time to fix it, when it's gone off the rails, when it's toast, when it's dead. You're like, we got to fix that. Well, no kidding.
Yeah.
I would say I do enjoy trying to find something that's pretty good or even great and going, can we make it even better?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's painful because you're like, we love that.
Yeah.
Or ending something before. I mean, a good game or a good bit I will milk forever.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Other than that, I would say trying to end something, leave them wanting more is part of it too. So yeah.
Yeah. My favorite part of today already? I don't know how
me trying to keep my eyes open.
No, well, let's see how good your peripheral vision is. My favorite part of today has been you did Travis crawling
on all fours
all fours
under a camera to fix something.
I don't know. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, and he crawled over, and then he crawled back.
I saw it too. I didn't.
And he's in short pants, and you crawled to get your coffee.
Oh, now that's worthy. That's worthy.
That is great.
Tell me a little bit of your highlights from the first few years Youth Ministry Conference this week, because that was a long 3-4 days, but it was incredible. And I just looked at the surveys that have come in. People had a great time.
Oh yeah,
that was very encouraging.
Yeah. So it's our first few years of youth ministry. So a little historical context is that we have done thousands events where there are thousands of people.
Yeah, and they're great.
We've been up front. We've led them the whole bit. Youth specialty days, the whole bit.
Yeah,
but they're not us.
Yeah, literally thousands and thousands of youth workers in a room. It is a special time. Those are fun.
Yeah, it's great.
But if we were to plan an event, we would say, forget the thousands. Let's just gather.
Yeah. So we came up with this idea of DYM 100. And the very first one we did is we thought people applied. We had to apply to come to it. And we had 100 people. And it was you and me. I mean, it was so much fun.
Well, and you can do
Travis
things
is rattling off some of the pictures
from this week.
Yeah.
That's us.
And it's so much fun when there's 100 people, because you literally, like when people were leaving on Wednesday, I stood at the end where they were picking up their certificates.
Yeah.
And I went, talk to them,
That's
saw
awesome.
them, talk to them,
So good.
That's
it's
us.
Just different than
it's more you and I.
Yeah.
We like that.
It's high touch, it's high access, it's easy discussion. I mean, people come up at the end of a talk and they just ask you a question directly, and they have total access to you. I mean, we're in our youth building at Mariners, so I mean, you're very close.
Yeah,
but it's terrific.
Ooh, there we are. Wait,
pickleball champions, and then donuts.
That was yesterday.
Granddaughters.
That was yesterday. My granddaughters just showed up, and
is that your granddaughter too?
No.
No, he was great. Yeah, dude,
he was
wild.
Great. He was great.
So fun.
It was
anyway, such a good event.
It was
fun.
It was good, but I'm exhausted.
7 sessions, a pickleball night, a movie preview night of a movie that comes out in April, which everyone was like, oh yeah, it was fun. Breakouts, choose your own adventure discussion groups, how-to sessions, co-leader dinner and reception.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to, I didn't get to it because of the tiredness, I think, is that I was setting up that we would do DYM 100, and we didn't do it based on our teaching. We would bring people in.
Right.
And then we had such a great, fun experience. Then the second one we brought, we just kept trying to one-up ourselves.
We had to outdo ourselves each year, and that wasn't sustainable.
And then, Josh and I, after about 5 of them, we just said, we can't do this.
Doug's skydiving.
Conferences don't make money, so it's not like this is a money maker for us. It's a gathering of people for us.
Sure.
and which we really, really like. And these are people who are, into DYM type stuff. So it is great for our,
it's like tribe and friends.
Yeah. It's
reunion.
fabulous. It's
so
fabulous.
Good. Yeah.
So we decided last year that we're going to do DYM 100, but first few years. And we're just going to focus on those. And first few years, there was people there that 15 years, and they needed to be there.
How long was Ted in youth ministry? He was an old guy, and he was like OG. And he was a learner and hungry and all in. He was terrific. Well, I was like, we got gray hair in the room and a bunch of young and tattoos and like a whole different Gen Z vibe.
I met people that one guy was a CFO at a company and felt called into ministry at 44. And so he was in his first decade. But a lot of people have been in it for a long time, but they never got the foundational training. And that's what we do. And we said, we're going to do the same stuff every year. Yeah. So we actually had a couple people come back.
And they were like, oh.
No, they didn't even know.
That's great.
I said to one guy, he says, I'll be back next year. I'm like, that this is going to be the same content next year.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to bring a team.
Oh,
I'm going to bring a team.
There were some seminary kids there, a couple professors that were like wise enough to bring. Yeah,
there was a Canadian group that brought five people.
Yeah. Really, really sharp. What I do love walking away from that event, as exhausted literally as I am still today, it is the most filling and rewarding, and like youth ministry is in good hands.
Yeah.
Youth ministry is, I'm helpful. I'm hoping we can be more and more helpful in the years ahead to those new youth workers, but we're in good hands. We're fine.
Here's what I was telling Kathy. We went out to dinner the night it was over. I was in bed by 10.
Did you guys go to a cafeteria?
Yeah. Well,
at 4, we were at Olive Garden at 10.
Bed by 10, and I slept until 8.
That's great.
So I got 10 hours of sleep, and I woke up tired.
You left it all on the field.
Well, you did too. We both did.
You're very kind. It was fun.
But what I was saying is that a lot of times when you get younger youth workers, you get a degree of arrogance.
Yeah.
I know this. What are you going to teach me?
Yeah.
And I didn't sense that at all on this.
You got servant-hearted people like Travis on all fours going for their coffee. Yeah. They were very upset we didn't provide coffee. That was the one feedback that I have seen.
That's funny.
No arrogance, but they really want coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's only 6 Starbucks on your way in.
Exactly.
We let them come we start at 9.
That's pretty
great. Feels like you start at 9 as very youth ministry friendly.
You're on your own.
Yeah, go get your own coffee.
One of my favorite things that we did, thanks for asking, was custom paddles. We did these great pickleball paddles. So we did have a big pickleball night. You and I got to play everybody, which was very, very fun.
Yeah, we rented out a facility that had 5 courts.
It was so great.
And for the first hour, all 5 courts were everybody. You and I were not there. We were just there, making sure everybody was involved.
And we had some friends of ours that were coaches on each of the courses, teaching pickleball as well. But then for the championship match, which we eventually discovered who the players were,
we took on any challenger for like 7 points.
Yeah, it was great.
And then we picked the best female that we saw,
best female,
and the best male that we saw.
Put them together against us, and we did okay.
Yeah.
But we gave them the I lost to Doug and Josh commemorative signature paddles.
That's right.
They're pretty amazing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
They were misprinted, but that's okay. Yours was supposed to have, it had a Doug and Josh, and then it had like a white around it, and that you were going to get to give that paddle. And then I had Doug and Josh on one side, and then mine was this black trim.
Yeah.
And they just made a Doug paddle.
The idea, everybody, is that
and a Josh paddle.
That we had my face on one side and Josh's face on the other.
And when you hit the ball, you're smacking. I mean, it's very funny.
Yeah, but the paddles that we got in the mail, one paddle had Josh's face on both sides, and the other paddle had mine on both sides.
Both sides, yeah.
So
it is what it is. So we had a Doug paddle and a Josh paddle.
Yeah.
Signature, because we autographed them too.
Yeah, that's right. Funny. I think mine would be worth more only because I'm going to die earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I have more opportunities for signatures. Has nothing to do with skill or anything at all. No, that's it. It was a total blast. If you are interested in coming and hanging out at a future DY100 event, we're doing the DY100 roundtables in November. So just next month, we're going to be hanging out.
I was looking at the calendar yesterday going, oh my.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
This is coming up quick.
I'm ready to talk about it to get people there. I'm not ready to talk about it to do it yet.
Yeah.
But we will.
Yeah, and the roundtable is not, it's basically discussion.
Yeah, we're going to introduce
We're not bringing in a bunch of speakers. We're not speaking. We're doing more like, if you want to talk about youth ministry with other people, and it'll be our classic DYM fun.
Yeah, we'll theme it up. We'll definitely play it up. We will have a blast. There will always be some, I can't believe, what are we doing? This is awesome.
Yeah, it's our first one, though. We're trying it out. And part of the reason is that people that have been to our DYM 100s in the past want to keep coming back.
Yeah, so they're like, I'm not in my first few years. What do I do? Yeah. Are we going to take first few years on the road? Are we ready to talk?
I think we should take it on the road. I mean, we just have so many friends in the Chicago area that have been asking for it, and I think it would make it cheaper for people. They don't have to fly out to Southern California.
Let's do it.
I mean, it's obviously fun to have it in our backyard.
Oh, our youth room, our pickleball place, whatever. This is really fun. Yeah, our people is really. But
we've talked about doing it in Chicago.
That'd be awesome.
And we've also talked about a mini.
Ooh.
A mini, like a one
day?
Well, not a first few years, but should we talk about that now?
Wow, I didn't know we were going to talk about that. No, okay.
We'll talk. Right. We'll talk about that.
There's more coming. If you're interested in hanging in, we got some stuff cooking.
Yeah. Hey, also, Josh, next week.
Yes.
Next week.
So, yeah.
Kathy and I are going to be in Montana.
What?
Can we still do a Doug and Josh?
We could do Zoom. It'd be weird, though.
Should we just take a week off?
No, you're on vacation. You should take the week off.
I'm not really on vacation. We're going away, but there's too much going on right now as we get ready for the big stuff that's happening.
Yeah, the stuff that we decided not to talk about that's on this paper. Unless you're in 4K and you may be able to read it. I don't know, but I'll turn it over. You're going to be in Montana next week, which is great because then
next Thursday, for anybody who's a co-leader premium plus,
yes,
we have coaching.
That's right.
So
wait, you're going to be gone for that too?
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. Sorry.
So this week with Doug and Josh is now this week with Josh, and coaching for co-leader subscribers is now just.
Oh, are you going to do this week with Josh? Just
Josh
like by yourself?
No, that'd be so lame.
No,
the whole magic is you and I together.
Magic.
It's pretty magical. Speaking of magic, David Wood did his magic opener. That was great.
He kills me. Like
I was praying for him the whole time.
I don't get any of that stuff. Like when I'm so confused, and I know magic. I like watch. I'm watching his hands. I'm watching everything.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, they're all tricks.
David Wood, magic something. Just Google it. He was awesome. He'll come to your youth group or whatever too. He's great. He was good.
Yeah.
I just don't understand magic. I think it's of the devil. That's it.
You had a great line.
Oh, I said good luck, and he said thank you, and I said, oh, so you believe in luck too? Oh, great, yeah. And magic.
You were killing me. You had a couple bits where you were just really killing me. I mean, I always smile, but sometimes you make me laugh.
Oh, and I do like making you laugh, Doug. It's true.
You know what? Sometimes I laugh more like when I re-listen to them, or when I'm like if we're doing a teaching thing, I'm so focused on the content that I'm not necessarily catching your color commentary.
Yeah.
But then when I go back and listen to it, I'm like, I don't even remember Josh saying that. That's funny.
There won't be any today because I'm exhausted. But it's been a great show. So
you know what? We offered transparency on this
week in our church, this week in our youth ministry, this week.
And this week transparency is our conference ended less than 48 hours ago,
and we're
exhausted. Well, so let's just talk about how do you I mean, because it ended on a Wednesday, it wasn't like it ended on a Sunday and you get Monday off.
Right. It ends on a Wednesday afternoon, and we have life group in 3.5 hours.
That's right.
So we had to meet with our volunteers at 6. It ends at 3:30. We're with our volunteers at 6:30.
Yeah.
Youth group at 7. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't end. But I do think we both have done this long enough to know you've got to get sleep. You've got to be refreshed. You got to spend time with people that you love. In your case, you get to get away next week, which is perfect timing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes, one of the best things if you're married is just to have something on the calendar that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, we all go through seasons where you're in that tunnel. It seems dark. And so I've learned with Kathy is that she can live with kind of chaos and quick pace and a lot going on if she knows there's something on the calendar.
I'm looking forward to this trip and when we leave, you're mine. Yeah, that's good.
And honestly, the conference ended on Wednesday, and I didn't book anything on Thursday until after 12 o'clock. I went to CrossFit at 12.
That's good.
And I slept in. I did get up and tinker on my marriage talk a little bit because I had to put that aside for 4 days because of the conference.
That's calling you, and it's only
it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I love it.
But I prepped ahead of time, and I got all my stuff to the guy that does my media for me since I can't do any of that.
That's true. Does he assemble it for you and put it into PowerPoint or whatever?
Yes, he puts it all together. I mean, we go back and forth on some bits, and I try to describe exactly what I want and some of the graphics.
Well, and he's worked with you a long time, so he anticipates
we've done
your needs.
stuff for 20 years. Yeah.
That's good. So you turned it off until whatever, working out. That probably helped too, right?
Workout. Yeah, except I hurt myself. But other than that,
well, at your age.
Totally. No, at my age, I can still kick your butt.
That's so true.
But anyway, Josh, what do you think?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, it was great. It was fun. I'm excited for some rest and relaxation next week too. And then we push on to DY100 Roundtable. We'll see you
know what I was going to talk about that I forgot?
It's too late. Show's over.
No,
Bye.
Here it
Bye,
is.
everybody.
Last principle. Last principle. Ready?
Okay.
Debriefing an event. You and I are going to lunch today where we are then going to debrief this honestly before it leaves our I mean, some of the stuff, if you go, let's talk about debriefing for a second.
It's true.
It's important because we're doing it again.
Yep.
We got to learn from our successes and our mistakes.
Make it better, tighten it up, receive feedback, and we also have our own notes, even as specific as notes for each other's messages and talks and ad lib catches and
But the principle for us, why we're going to do it today, even though we don't really want to, is because if we don't, then I'm gone next week, right? And then all of a sudden now we're 2 weeks away, and you just don't remember stuff as much.
Distance from the event, and usually you remember it is way worse than it was or way better than it was. So you're just not honest anymore. Yeah, okay, you just don't know. Yeah. So the idea is it's been 48 hours. And we're going to take the evaluations, and we're going to take our debrief notes, and we're going to make it better.
And we're going to just go, I mean, we literally go from beginning pre-check-in, like the dinner at your house where we had some table leaders show up.
Or before that, poor communication on our part. It's already on my list. Beforehand.
But
all the way through pickleball, each session, the bits, the games, everything, the breakout leaders, the speakers, the topics.
Schedule on timing.
One that you identified right before the event started was we don't have a ton for parent ministry. So I wrote it down right away and went, we got to fix that next year. So we got a bunch of notes.
Yeah.
So evaluate your overnighter, your activities, your event, your youth service, all of it. One of our whole sessions was on evaluation too, which is good because usually that's not a skill that a young youth worker has. Yeah. They just are right on to the next. Yeah. So we are going to choose to not go on to the next, and we're going to debrief today.
Yeah. And evaluation is super important, and being as honest as you can. And the reality that, I mean, you and I could debrief individually and then send it to each other, but we're not going to be as honest this way. That way, you know, we can push and poke and what do you think about this and dialogue it and. You know, it takes a couple hours, but it's going to be it's going to save us so much time for the next time.
And one thing we don't have to debrief is, should we play pickleball again? Because we should, and we're undefeated. So for now, until this bucket list guy shows up or who knows?
Well, here's the thing we're learning is that a lot of youth workers don't play pickleball because if they did, they would probably beat us.
That's right. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Or win for us, lose for them.
Last year, we almost got beat.
That was close.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had one group that was pretty good, but we just made some mistakes. Yeah. This year, the 7-6, that was pretty close.
Oh, they were terrible.
And then at the end, I think it was the last game. The championship was like 21-4 or something. I mean, we went hard.
Yeah. This year? 21-4?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
they said they got into double digits. They did not.
They got to 9. 21-9.
That's fun.
Yeah, we played rally scoring for those of you that care.
And no one does. That's This Week with Doug and Josh. We'll see you. We won't see you next week. I'll see you next. Well,
you can decide.
Whatever.
You can decide.
Okay. Bye.
That's it.
Bye.
See ya.